Today I'm going to show you a different way to make insert cards for our pocket pages. Soon we'll be adding photos to our Golden Doodle album, and I know we're all making different albums, but this one's my Golden Doodle. And yesterday I attached the covers and put the pages on the hinges, and I designed a little bit different type of insert page that I'm going to teach you how to do. Previously, in my Egyptian book, I put some hieroglyphics along the side of a page, added a tab, put just one piece of tape on my photos, and then on the reverse I put another photo. Well, I thought of a way of making one less step because I want these photos covered with acrylic. So I'm going to show you a step to take before you add your photos to these pages. What's nice about these pocket pages is you can add 2 large photos or whatever you want inside your pages. So I'm going to move my album aside and show you the insert pages. Yesterday I told you to cut 5.5 by 7-inch papers, and I've already done that. This is 5.5 by 7, and I also cut some acrylic. Now, because it's 5.5 inches, it is easy to use one piece of acrylic for both sides. I only want my paper to be 7 inches, so I'm cutting off 1.5 inch from my letter size paper. Then I'm cutting the paper exactly at 5.5 inches on the long side to make 2 5.5 inch pieces of plastic. So step 1 after cutting is to take a skinny piece. I'm using 1/4 inch double-sided tape on the top of one of your papers. I'm actually wrapping it around and going to the other side. Now I'll remove the cover of that adhesive on one side. Take one of my plastic pieces, my acrylics, line it up on the bottom. Don't worry about the top, it might be a little bit long, but line it up so it fits right over your paper. Burnish it just a little at the top, flip it over, remove the other side of your double-sided tape. Again, start at the bottom to line it up. There. Now I have my cardstock piece lined with acrylic. You can see a little bit of the tape. So I'm going to make one more of these, and then I'll show you how to cover up that tape. So I already have my tape on this one. I'm removing the liner of my tape. Might have done that right. Let me try this one. The liners can be stubborn sometimes. There we go. So I'm just taking off half of it, taking a piece of my acrylic, lining it up on the straight grain here, and applying it. Turning it over, taking off the other liner, and putting my plastic acrylic on top. So it is only attached at the top of the cardstock. Now, don't know if you can see this, but even though I made the plastic and my cardboard the same size, I have a little overlap of acrylic, and I'm just trimming it off. I'm going to do that in both pieces if there's any overlap. Or even though my hair is tied back, I tend to get hairs caught in my acrylic. This one doesn't seem to have any overlap, so we're good. Okay, so I have 2 inserts here ready to go. Going back to my box. When I made this box yesterday and added my inserts, when I got to the pages not done, I kept some tabs and 5/8 by 5 inch folded for my pages. So what I do now is this side where it has the tape, I take off, remember this is 1 1/4 inch thick, it's scored down the middle, and then I just put some double-sided tape on the inside. Now you're wondering, if you're wondering why I have tape going in both directions, this was a scrap that I had before and it already had some double-sided tape on, so I just added more so there's enough to hold it in position. So I'm really only taking off half of this. Then I lay the plastic at my score line. Get this out of the way. Here we go. So I scored it down the middle, and I'm laying the plastic on that score line, lining up one side of the paper. My paper's a little long. There we go. So this extends, but we'll cut that off. Then I take the rest of the liner tape off. I really need to use a tool for this. My fingernails do not work. There we go. Place that down, burnish it a little with my fingers. I'm going to cut off the edge. There we go. Now, I see a little bit of overhang of plastic, so you can let it stay hung or trim it off. My lineup, I find seeing the acrylic a little difficult. Now I have a little tab I made. I think I showed you, you can make any kind of tabs you want. Close to My Heart has a great stamp set with different type of tabs. I ended up using just a punch this time, so I didn't use this. They were a little big. So I have double-sided tape on the back. And this is one step I did not do in my preparation. I feel that the tabs will have a lot of work. So I think it would be nice if we stapled them as well as put the tabs on. Maybe one more suggestion, as I'm seeing where this page goes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this tab for this page is going to go in the middle of the page, so I want to line up with this one. You can put your tabs anywhere you like. But if I put it about in the middle of the page, it'll look nice and uniform. Okay, now I have a tab, so it'll make it really easy to pull out. And my suggestion is take a little mini stapler and add a couple staples to your tab. Now you can add letters or writing on that. Right now I'm just doing color tabs. Okay, I have one more tab needed for this book. And then it slides right into your pocket page there. And the last tab will go at the bottom. So I don't need the book for that because I want to show you how we can use these tabs. Okay, the bottom of my, I'm noticing now, remember I said it was straight up top? I see a little bit of crooked at the bottom now that I can see my line. So I am just going to trim off the acrylic. There. Okay. So this one didn't have anything on the inside. So I can pull the cover off easily. Sure I can. Place this against the edge on the score line. Remove the other liner. So it does take, if you take the time and put the liners on first, or the double-sided tape on first, it's pretty easy to apply it. So you can do that sort of an assembly line fashion. I just tore off a little bit of tape there, so I'm adding a little bit there. Okay, so I'm just going to fold on the score line, over, trim on my edge, and I'm going to add this right near the bottom. Now, you can put anything you want in these pockets. For me, I want as many photos as I can handle. Tomorrow in class, I will show you what I've done with the photos, but I'm going to show you how to do the photos first. Now, there's still one more thing we're going to be learning in class, and I don't think we'll do it till after Thanksgiving, but we'll be making what Claire Chevelle calls a ta-da card. And it's a card that folds out, and you can put 3 or 4 pictures on it or other things, and it's just a nice touch for this pretty book. So here I have room for 2 photos. Now I found this great photo, and I'm going to highlight it somehow in the album, but it's of one of my granddaughters lying on her excuse me, lying on her tummy taking pictures of puppies. But what's nice about this folder is you can just slide these photos in. This one needs to be cut. Let's see. I made some square photos and I made some rectangular photos. I can hear my printer still working in there. So you can add whatever size photo you want. But with this type of acrylic folder, you don't have to even attach the photos. It will just hold in place. Whoops. Maybe it has to go near the top. Let's check. You can adhere it here, or you can just slide it up and it will stay in place. So when you have, I could add more little photos here if I wanted. Let's see, this is the bottom. Okay, now I'll slide this in. Okay, so this tab doesn't show very much because it's the same background color, but now I have 6 signatures with tags. Now remember, you have pockets here that you can add photos to. You have plain pages that we can add flip-flaps to. We'll be doing that in coming weeks. But this shows you how you can deal with these little pocket pages, or what are they called? Insert pages. So now I'm going to go back to my Egypt book and figure out how I want to add acrylic. And what I might actually do is add a folded piece of acrylic on the other side, and at least for the ones I already have photos on. But if I put the acrylic under this first, that would have saved me a nice step. So that's all for now. I think my printer stopped, so I can go get the rest of my golden doodle pictures, and we'll work on that tomorrow in class on my Zoom. Have a great day. God bless.